Rika for DJing or Rekka.
It's working.
It's not
Rika.
It's working.
It's not fine.
It takes.
I can try calling on Rekka.
I don't think. Well, that was awesome for TFF, but I don't think he's even going to FC.
But now, go.
Yeah, I'll ask around. There's a few people I know who are DJs that could potentially.
Hold on. Let me make it faster.
That's Viking.
Hmm?
Viking? Blanket.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he'd be cool too. I know he DJs and all I have to do is pay him an alcohol. So
Yeah.
Don't steal that pen.
I think Mist is open, is it?
what's that?
Our Circle, the Mist.
Yeah, Jaffet. He's probably not going to FC, but I can check. I don't imagine he's going to San Jose though, because he's local here. Most of the people I know that are DJs are in Seattle, so thankfully it's pretty easy to get in touch with them. Does Rekka still live in Seattle?
Yes.
Rekka's a special snowflake.
Yep.
He's a nice guy, but he's also an asshole sometimes.
Sounds familiar.
His
I know where you live.
heart's in the right place at least.
That's where we differ.
Okay, it's in the same place most people's hearts are, but whether it's
There's a black hole.
There's your special snowflake.
There you go.
Live.
yes, he lives in Seattle.
So, Pony, you have decoration ideas for the promo party?
I do.
So, are any of those decoration ideas things that we should work on here before we go, or are they all stuff that would be made on the spot at FC?
I mean, I can pitch the idea. I don't see how they're going to be made before.
Okay, well, maybe we can come up with an idea. Let's try.
Although it's going to be, it's going to go with the art we've already done, so it may not make sense, but it's still going to look good. I mean, some of the art we've shown, right?
Yes.
So we're going to do what you were talking about. The one thing that's going to go across the whole room is just gray construction paper to be buildings, and we really can't do any pre-assembly there unless somebody comes up with a way we can. And just putting up buildings across the entire wall with yellow post-it notes, or you said there were post-it notes that actually have glue across the entire back. Anywho, it's just, long story short, we're going to stick gray buildings across the entire thing with little yellow windows in the buildings, and blue streamers tacked to the wall and hanging from the ceiling. And that's sort of story-centric, but you don't need to know it because it's just going to look cool. And then...
Blue is the convention color this year, right?
Right. And then if we can get a nice big cutout of a monster, it will be looming over,
Just silhouette, right?
It's Sully.
I guess.
Huh?
It's Sully.
Oh no! Wait, what's that one? The one. It's an artistic one of Sully, except he has the skull face instead.
Oh.
Have you seen that one?
So the cutout,
It's just a beautiful.
maybe, ahead of time?
Yeah.
Silhouette cutout thing? Maybe one of the buildings could be just a monster silhouette instead of a building on the wall.
Right. That was the plan.
A large one, looming over the building.
Well, what about the door? Were we going to try and figure out some way of blacking out the door as much as possible, the actual doorway,
Probably just getting a
or is that
roll
just
of black
not gonna work?
plastic like we did with the green. We can make it all black really easily.
Yeah, black plastic's cheap.
Party
Yeah, that's
starter.
true. Just
As cheaper than most other plastics.
Black,
I'm
Yeah.
sure there is some
Black
kid
roll
that wanted to have
construction
an
Right.
emo
Black roll
16-year-old birthday party where everything's black. So I'm sure that.
because one of the
My Chemical Romance.
Right, exactly.
I still need to read up on the story, but one of the visual elements is a just absolutely dead pitch black portals, right?
Yeah. Well, you go to Home Depot, you get a huge roll of that.
Yes.
That's part of the visuals for this year is some kind of large black portal. That's what the monsters come out of, I believe, right?
Basically a giant monolith.
Yeah, kind of like the 2001 Space Odyssey.
No,
monolith.
it's.
Like Porky
I'm
Pig
surprised
and
it's based off of Reboot.
Game.
Oh, you're using that. Well, that's not pitch black.
It doesn't.
They're purple.
I'm saying in concept.
Oh, okay, that's why I didn't
Right.
recognize it because it's not pitch black. Or it's not covered in random blue or random or purple lightning.
But yeah, it comes down or rises, right?
Yeah, it rises up. It doesn't
I
come
want
down.
to watch that show.
Rises up out of the ground and monsters come out of it. I have the entirety. of the
Correct.
series.
I know you do because you played freaking alphanumeric for my birthday that one year. I still remember that because it was funny as hell. I was really drunk.
So if we can come up with some way of trying to make the door literally like a big black monolith that you maybe even can't see through, but can walk through. But I don't know how to do that.
Oh, we can't cover the door. We've
Yeah.
tried that before.
Okay, so
Right.
you don't think we can cover the
Yeah,
door?
because
with
it's got
it?
a
That would be
safety
cool, but
I was about to say, I could think of a couple ways to do it, but none that are safe.
None that are practical.
well,
Okay.
wait,
I mean, if anything, you could probably
Also,
make
didn't we try that one year and it just kind of like fell down at one point, right?
I thought it was last year's.
Yeah, it was last year.
We tried the tinsel, and
Yeah,
tinsel
last
got
year
caught
we
on
put
the
a
fan.
tinsel curtain over the door.
Right,
and it just
and
fell.
I remember like on it kind of like bumped to one side and then like shortly
Yeah,
after that it all
the
fell over.
streamer stuff hanging down or something, I mean, you'd have to sort of do it, but it would have to be careful, it would be an overlap, 2 layers of overlapped, like black spandex that you could walk into and kind of like part and
Like
walk through.
curtains.
You know, sort of the
Yeah.
same way they do green screen stuff, because that's how they do green screen.
we do the lighting the same way.
Use a spring bar that you use for like a shower curtain.
Or you
What are we
use
going to light the whole
AC.
room in black?
No, blue is the color.
I'm kidding. Yeah, we could absolutely.
Ooh, blue
I
was
still
like-
have those light strips.
Could we circle it through blue and red, or is that? Sounds good. but I
I think blue.
I don't think I can program it to just go back and forth between blue and red, but somebody can just randomly smack the remote once in a while and change the color.
Can't you just like take like 2 different like dark like black panels across the doorway and so it's like more like an optical illusion to see like just the blackness from the left or right side of the door?
Maybe.
Well, I'm assuming that we're gonna have the same rooms that we had the last 2 years,
Probably similar, yeah.
which that would be sweet. For future story stuff.
But no, that's okay because you could have, like, say that's the doorway. Well, it's not a good example because
The problem is you have those
there's
mirrors.
doorway and hall right next to. We could actually cover this and this with black instead of the door itself. Is what you're getting at, right?
Yeah.
Kind of. It's more of those the big flat panels you can stand up on.
Oh, you're talking about like blinding like shoji panels and what they
Yeah.
call black book here.
Yeah, pretty much. And
The near
have those like pretty much across the door. So
probably not because
This hallway's getting really narrow.
at FC the entrances to the rooms are basically about 1.5 persons wide, and there's a door and a hallway that's slightly wider than that, leading into the room. And there's 2 people generally passing past each other all the
Yeah,
time.
we've got 2
We
lines
can't
rubbing
afford to take
across.
And anyone that's potentially going into
or
the
have or
bathroom for
force anybody to
drinks,
go during turns to get in.
It's very high traffic.
It's
Basically.
The rooms are tiny at FC.
If only the column was smaller, then we'd be able to make a big portal in that big old gate area, the big silver gate, make a giant black portal. That would be cool.
Those if you do the yellow post-it notes, that should actually look really good underneath that blue light.
That's
Like,
true.
Like color-wise, that should look really cool.
Maybe.
Although, so you mentioned that there were post-it notes that are literally just like they have the adhesive on the entire. So,
But I don't know if they're available in square yellow
okay.
or rectangular yellow.
Because I
But
feel
absolutely.
like you could theoretically do all of those in advance, just kind of stack them up,
Maybe.
and that way you don't have to worry about putting on the post-it notes while you're at the con. You just have to.
It might be easier to make like strips of gray with all of the yellow painted or stuck on, roll them up, and then just roll them back down onto the wall
Well,
And
why
roll it
why
as
roll them up?
individual buildings.
Yeah,
Why
because
roll
you
them-
can just stack them flat. And
Yeah,
they're
stack
gonna
maybe
be
flat.
so they're going to be super.
Wait, these
Yes.
Are we talking about
Yeah, well, they're not like 3D
these
buildings.
building decorations here, or are we talking about
FC
these
promo
for the
party.
FC? Okay, that changes everything.
Well, it's sort of a pre. If this looks good, we'll do it at con.
Yeah, to some degree,
I
this
was
is
trying
testing
to-
out
I was
decorations for
trying
the
to make
con.
the entrance to the dealer's den a black portal.
Oh, no. I was talking about the hotel room for FC.
Well, the issue is we're trying to do the order of an entire room, and then whatever.
Hence why I'm in the section of the agenda talking about the FC promo party.
And that car's going to have
I thought that we had moved on.
No.
fursuits, clothes.
Do you expect us to get through an agenda quickly?
Oh yeah. So
You said we'll talk about this afterwards. Okay.
No, just the first line.
And that it's not going to.
Refreshments.
Something we're going to use
Yeah.
I'm having trouble hearing other people because you guys are talking. Okay, so the other thing we need to do for FC is, I think we've got some ideas for decorating the room, and maybe we can build some of it now.
Before you move on, this wasn't up when you were asking if people can help.
Okay. So anybody who's in the stream that is local,
FC.
that's local, well, I guess it could be local to FC.
Right.
I guess that's true.
They're gonna be.
If there's anybody in the stream who's willing to help us make physical decorations for the room party, staffing the room party, right? Not decorations. Sorry, I was. Okay, retract. People in the stream, if you are willing to help volunteer at the room party at FC, either helping check IDs at the door, or helping run the bar, or you know somebody who's a DJ, or you are a DJ, or if you're really ambitious, helping make decorations and drag them to the con for us, then let me know. Otherwise, I will move on. I'll get Chuk will let me know when they tell
I
me.
can definitely be a door person.
What's that?
I can definitely be a door person. I would be intimidating.
You make a better door than a window?
So,
The other thing, so a door.
door.
The other thing we need to do is, in years past, we've given out those little and scattered around those little wearable tag ad things. Need to start making those. We haven't started making any of those yet, and we don't even have art for it yet, but we should have that soon, I believe.
Oh boy, break
So-
out the laminators.
Yep, break out the laminators, break out the auto cutter, and start doing that.
Yep.
That's definitely locals only because we have the equipment here to do that, and we don't have the equipment in California.
Well,
So-
we don't have the time in California to do it. If we get
No.
to the con the day before, we'll,
way.
now, just get the stuff ready. I'll head on over and
Okay, so you're willing to help out?
definitely willing to help out making those con badges.
It's going to be weekends probably. It's
Yeah.
just sit and cut shit and shove it through laminator generally.
Yep.
And punch it.
I know one of the laminators we need to fix anyway. I needed to get, I know it got packed away, but one of them I needed to pull apart and fix.
We probably won't break the other one though.
Well, there were 3 laminators, or 4, 2 old ones, 2 new ones.
After these 3 weeks, I could help out, but not on weekends.
Yeah.
I could actually probably help out any time right now, so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No, I got nothing else to do.
Geez, don't sound so grim. It's not a bad time.
No, it's fine. It's pretty much just sit down and shuffle papers through equipment while watching a movie or whatever.
It's a typical Tycho
Maybe
party.
a bit of drinking.
It's a typical Tycho party with a little bit of paper added.
A little bit of.
Okay, a lot. A lot.
We can watch the anime series that this con is supposed to be.
Yeah, that's true. We should probably
Watch
actually
Attack on Titan.
watch
Oh, is that what it is?
watch stuff that's
Partly.
relevant to the theme.
Wait, this isn't partly a part of Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan,
Okay.
Eva.
All right. Well, that's cool. That's actually
Do the Power Rangers route.
that is frankly already more help than we usually have for doing those. So cool.
Yeah,
Um,
the bod, yeah, because we're gonna need to make like 500 of them or something. I'm
Easy.
sure, So probably 1,000.
How many people are gonna be at FC?
Probably about 3,500. It sounds like they're
Probably
going to be
gonna
a
make
similar.
About 2,000.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
People like them.
Need in what sense?
It's-
We will make
Because
this-
what purpose are they
People covet
serving?
them more if there's a short supply, though.
We run out like.
And then we have less
Are
work
you
to do.
seriously trying to quote scarcity at me?
Okay.
Yes,
We will make as many as is practicable.
that's it. They'll just make enough to give out and get people kind of excited.
Anyway, moving on to the agenda, especially because the next couple things are irrelevant right at this moment. It's just in the list of things to get done in the next month. Figuring out the rest of the convention layout is not done yet, but when it is done, I'm going to need all the senior staff to review it and double check for.
Well, we need the
Potential
senior staff
conflicts.
to come in so we can actually make the map with them.
On here too.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Having them come in to help make the map is not on here. But, finish the org chart. That's on me. I need to actually lay out who reports to who and who is responsible for what. We found out there's another service much like Slack, but it's supplied by a different company and works a little better than Slack. So everybody who is on Slack, I need to get you moved over to the new system.
Does it have an app?
For everything but Windows Mobile. Sorry.
Awesome.
But it is significantly better than Slack. Mainly because you know how Slack has different rooms for each like department that you can create. In this other tool, which is called River with a Y, you can create threaded conversations much like forums.
Cool, show me.
So that I can't. You have a Windows phone.
Can you do either?
Get a better phone, Pony.
Oh, look who's talking.
Is it that you can do either a room conversation or a threaded conversation?
Both.
Yes.
Both are available in every room. Each room has a chat and a list of threaded posts separate from the chat.
And all of our favorite file sharing.
That's all
there.
still there too.
Cool.
And the best part is it doesn't delete after the 10,000th post.
For now.
It doesn't delete old posts.
For now.
They, according to their website, they promise to never do that.
Okay.
Which means either they'll go out of business and we'll have to find another solution,
They'll sell us to
Or,
Russia.
or we won't have to worry about it anymore. I'd like people to start being backward through Slack as far as they can, the people who do have connections here for Slack. Please start digging backward through Slack as far as you can, write down anything that's important, and delete your other posts, because that starts freeing up more posts, more older posts to be useful. Because it's just 10,000 total posts. And everything after 10,000 total posts that's older than that is not. And yes, it's stupid and it's frustrating, and that's why we're leaving.
I definitely like the organization of Reaper. It's nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. Need to get everybody's emails moved from the old biggestsulphurcon.org to gobeelfc.org. Either myself or Grayson can do that.
Are we still required to use a software client thing? There's no webmail, it's all, you have to use Outlook or Thunderbird.
Correct.
You
Or
can-
attach it in your Gmail or some other, like attach it as a secondary email in Gmail is what I did with mine.
Mine's on my phone too.
The registration email is broken for some reason. So I need
Okay.
to work with you on fixing that.
Okay.
Write that down.
And I believe that I got, well, a couple months ago, Psystorm sounded like he was willing to keep an eye on social media for me, but I just haven't gotten him set up with it yet. And Toke, you're willing to keep an eye on it too?
And get reconnected, because when
That's
I
fine.
left my other job, I deleted it, so.
Yeah, we'll just do that. Just do that at the end of this meeting.
I think you did a great job last year.
And I think you did do a good job.
Well, yeah, I kind of felt a little lost in it, didn't really know what I was doing, and like I said, during the con, there was definitely a disconnect in the communication between the staff and then me. I mean, I know there was Slack, but there was a delay, and some of the stuff was kind of urgent, but, you know, if we can get this, you know, set up with, you know, Telegram or something that people keep a closer eye on, just, you know.
Right. If something is an urgent question, you basically have to walk to operations and ask, or use a radio.
A good probably workaround would be a social media, say Telegram, with the fewest amount of people possible, because like you don't want several people saying.
Exactly, and that was another frustrating thing, but if, you know, Psystorm, if it's just gonna be him and me, then he and I can just have our own little Telegram chat going, we can just.
I'm going to try to find a couple other trusted people that can keep an eye on it during the con as well.
And one thing I
I
did.
might put Latte to help with that, for example.
Okay, one thing I did notice, during actually after the con, but also a little bit towards the end of the con, is people were, you know, I guess I wasn't really on top of updating what was happening at that time, and what was upcoming, and, you know, I will definitely work on being better about that this
Yeah,
year.
some of that stuff can be scheduled, but the danger is that if the schedule changes, then you have to go back and change the thing you scheduled to be
Yeah,
posted.
well, like, you know, photo shoot in 20 minutes or whatever.
Right. So sometimes it's easier to just do that kind of stuff live, and sometimes it's easier to pre-schedule it.
Yeah.
But again, the danger of pre-scheduling it is if something runs late and pushes everything else back, now you suddenly got like 50 scheduled posts, you have to go change the times on one by one, and that
Yeah.
gets really tedious really fast.
Well, it's not even really.
attention to it on a computer or on your phone?
Basically on my phone.
Because a computer would be ideal because you can have a separate, I know with TweetDeck, for example, you can have it search Twitter for a hashtag.
And so basically that would update as soon as somebody tweets with the VLC hashtag, so you would see that sort of stuff like instantly.
Right, so almost the ideal way to do this would be to have somebody parked in operations with a laptop.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd have to be parked somewhere, otherwise,
That might be something willing to.
Well, and there's people, yeah, we can, as long as we get enough people to do that, they can take shifts and, not feel like they're missing the con. So, it's just,
Possibility, something to consider.
so like you and Psystorm and Latte, but problem is Psystorm's also our game room lead, our tabletop game
Could you
lead.
make it
So-
in such a way?
my biggest thing, like I said, like I
Well,
was,
he may be able to sit there in the game room with a laptop and keep an eye on it.
Right.
But it's gonna be less priority than maintaining the game room itself.
Absolutely.
But this is more notifying just the events or.
Well, it's,
The Twitter, I mean, I don't see a lot of cons actually updating like events unless they're like really big though, right?
right, usually they use Twitter to announce the bigger events that they wanna draw attention to. Sometimes the small
Yeah.
stuff.
I don't know, like I have MFS, my phone was popping off nonstop because I have MFS notifications, send me notification, and they were updating pretty regularly, especially with schedule changes being the primary reason.
Yeah.
Just kind of updating everybody and letting everybody know, like, hey, this is running late, hey, this is going on, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, so not more like this is happening. They're more like saying this has changed.
It was a mixture of both.
Hmm.
It was definitely a mixture of both, because a lot of times they were like letting people know that, hey, the variety show is starting now, hey, dance is now going.
We could maybe even make a separate account that is just for notifications only. Then people can turn notifications on that.
and they do have those that are just kind of one-way communication.
Right. Yeah, things that, just an account that is specifically for one-way communication only. Announcements.
It's just getting people to follow a second Twitter account. Because you have to make the announcement on the main feed.
The other
and
thing
hope
I've
that everybody
done,
sees that.
the other thing I've done this year was to put all those announcements with a specific hashtag. Because then if you want to go back and look at announcements, you can search posts from that account with that hashtag and it will show only updates.
Sure.
And that's what we did this year.
I would just,
And that worked out okay, I believe.
yeah, I think that should be fine, personally. I don't think you really need a second.
The nice thing about using Twitter to do that is it's just fast. You can just punch
And
in.
if you're like, I mean, if I do it, that means some other people have to do it just statistically. So I get a notification.
Right.
That sort of thing.
Now, there's no way to put on notifications for just that hashtag, though. That would be the drawback, is there'd be notifications for every other post made by the con, too.
Right. Which is, yeah, but during the con, when the convention Twitter might delete just for that.
Kind of. Sometimes it's still used for responding to questions, too.
You don't see that if those are direct replies.
They're direct reply.
If they're direct replies, I do not see them. I only
Okay.
see them
No, that's not bad.
unless I am following the person that they are replying to. Otherwise, I do not see them.
Okay, that's not too
I
bad.
think we should just take into consideration when you're letting, if we want to be able to do this, we might have to scale back like how much we want it to be.
Yeah.
Just make it simple, get these guys used to it, stuff like that. I mean, it's not gonna kill us.
Right, that's why I want to get them on social media now, so they can start getting the hang of it, starting to know the answers to some questions in their head.
Let me just throw this out there, just, it may be complicating it too much, but when I said that there was one-way communication, I was actually thinking of Telegram, which a lot of people have.
Mhm.
They do have an announcement only where there's no two-way communication, you can just say, hey, this is happening.
Oh, you can set up that as a Telegram,
It
right?
can be an option for somebody to just log in and just keep track of if they want to do it
I
that
didn't
way.
know that existed.
Yeah, there are announcement Telegram.
That would be a thing that the social media folks should keep an eye on as well, is that, and if they have time, ideally, even the main Telegram chat that everybody's using for the con, but that's such a giant stream that I can't expect anybody to keep up with
I would
that.
not. But what you could do is you could literally just cross-post whatever you're posting on Twitter into our Telegram one.
Well, yeah,
Essentially,
or if there's more than one person can kind of focus on just,
You
okay,
have to
I'm
be
gonna, do the announcements,
You
and
have to be
person can focus on the show
Sure.
benefits, so that way.
the only thing I'd be concerned about with that is making sure
Yeah.
the
When
handshake
you
is
get
going on. You're
When
saying
one
this-
gets the
Exactly,
invite email,
exactly.
they get that.
But if it's just a small group.
I have to get Yima and everybody on there first.
But yeah,
That's- The purpose of that is for people with departments to talk specifically about con functions and con functions only.
Trust me, it was a little bit of pain to actually give us the headlines because we had to figure out the hours and how much hours each person wanted.
those though you have to pay.
Well, this is,
If
that's,
this, then that.
that should
What?
be better
If
this
this,
year
then that.
because
Yeah.
I'm going to require everybody to be posting that stuff on a specific document repository.
Oh, yeah.
And the leads should be responsible for doing that. So,
I'm just here to bounce ideas off of. I'm not really doing anything.
Well, it sounds like you got two people that are gonna take this bullet point.
And those are the two I've already written down. This is just a thing that either myself or maybe Woofy can do it. Getting the drawing winners and carryover registrations into the reg system so I can actually open it. That's just a reminder to myself
Is that
more
the
than
people-
anything that I got to get it done.
Do you need all free registrations taken care of?
It's
before-
already-
Okay.
Wait,
I have the winners of my tournament that also got free
You may
reg.
need to make sure that I have those
Okay.
as well.
I can get them for you.
I don't think we have a whole lot of others of stuff like that. I need to get, Kajani emailed it to me and I still have that in the email. So I should be able to put that in. There's some bowling tournament winners that get badges too. And there's a couple other little smatterings of things here and there that are supposed to get free badges. But if I forget, it's not hard to fix.
Right.
Even if I forget and they end up buying a badge, I can just refund it and I can just go into the system and refund their card charge and put in a free reg for them. So it's all very correctable.
We need some cats. We only have
And you and I, in the near future, preferably this weekend, I would like to sit down and come up with a proper hiring process for everybody and write down all the things we need to remember to set up a staff member with, like access to their own Google Docs folder and an email and making sure they're connected on River and they have an account and all that stuff for staff members. So,
Okay, I'm
We
gonna
need to
say
do that.
fewer people on River is going to serve us better.
then I can restrict it to just leads and seconds.
Because,
if you think that's going to be the thing.
The thing we should consider is that I think Woofy has done a great job with her chat, and I think more of those should happen. This is something that none of us have to watch over. It's just her and the people that she plans on having staff.
Mhm.
Staff/volunteer, sorry. Just to keep them updated. I'm sure you're going to add more people, but at least you've got a nice base, and they've already been talking to each other. And so, like they
You
get-
set up like a private Telegram room or something like that for just
Yeah, there's
your
a
volunteers.
DLFC registration Telegram group.
Got it. Okay.
and she can disseminate knowledge that she gets from other chats. Now, I mean, it sounds kind of confusing, but I mean, when it's
that's-
down to that lead, they just have to worry about Wyvern, or what is it?
River.
River. We don't want it to explode like last time. So
Yeah,
I
that's
want to stay. I'm sorry.
I actually might need to kick a
the
couple people. I've already put
the
on
the fursuit thing went insane with everybody having their opinion. I know
And
you'd
then-
like to get
then
everybody's
important
opinion.
information got lost. Yeah.
Right. Well, no, it's just like we don't need to have 20 people's opinion on what the fursuit parade / festival is going to be.
Right.
Sorry, just don't need it.
Okay. So I should change River to just key leads and seconds, primary staff only.
Well, and also River could it locked easier. That worked out well for us,
Mhm.
where not everybody could get into the story thing.
You're talking about Slack?
Yeah.
You can still do that in River as well.
Then
You can set up specific focus teams and only those people on that team see that.
yeah, because we can't have everybody seeing everything, especially
Right.
like hotel.
No, it
shit.
just becomes information overload when everybody can see everything.
Okay.
Okay. For all primary staff members, particularly just for
Hold
leads
on.
and seconds.
I want you to add a note. We need to go over in this the program that volunteers and staff go through. I need to test that. With
For
you.
the how we get them registered as staff.
Well, it's I'll get all that data that I have to do with emails, 3 or 4 emails back and forth, can be done without that. We just have to test it. Apparently, it's written, right?
I think so. I don't know if we're going to do that through a Google Docs document or
this
module
an
in the reg
in-house thing
system.
we did?
But
Never mind.
we'll talk about it after this is over. We'll talk about it this weekend.
No, let's talk code.
Okay, so I need to make sure I've set them all up, but I haven't attached people to them yet. I need to attach our leads to I've created them a document folder in Google Docs that they can drop documents into and use for their own purposes. They can make more folders and such inside that. And there's an instruction document that every lead is responsible for to write down any instructions they can think of stuff they do, particularly things that are done at con by volunteers. Bunny, you're going to be one of the ones that's going to have to do that pretty heavily.
Yep.
And there's a task calendar for each department as well, which should again be the responsibility of the lead to keep track of. The task calendar is both a to-do list and due dates for all those items, and that is just a simple calendar in the Google system that can be attached to any Gmail account. Same with all the Google Docs folders and instruction documents. The reason the instruction documents are separate from everything else is because all the instruction documents live in their own folder, which is publicly shared, so that any volunteer can read those documents. And the rest of the documents for a department are private to just the department. And I have a list here on the agenda, and you can read that for yourself, of what departments need to set due dates for. But basically anything that is key that needs to get done before the con, and anything that involves a submission or a judgment or something like that needs due dates. You need to set a schedule for yourself of when to get these things done. And if you can't figure out how to set a schedule for yourself, then get in touch with me, and I will help you come up with a schedule.
Yeah, I think you or somebody are gonna have to walk some leads through both the calendar and this Google Doc thing of like, I mean.
And that was exactly what I'm planning to do with the rest of the time for this meeting, if for whichever leads are physically here.
I think you're gonna do that one-on-one.
Yeah, I know, but I need one-on-one after this meeting is over. I'll just go with them one at a time and go through it. I think there's only a couple leads here anyway. You're going to be responsible. Toke, I think I did make a thing for social media, so I'll put you on that document repository. Recording instructions is actually going to be important for you because that's the place you can also record a lot of answers to questions, or where to find the answers to questions, so that if the answer changes, you can find the new answer. You, Woofy, you all have a document repository for your respective departments. And so the last question I had is, there's probably people that are waiting on me for something, and it's keeping them from doing their job. So what am I forgetting to get for you, so that's keeping you from being able to progress? You got anything? Well, Pony, I know you have stuff, and we just talked about it, so I'll start with Train. Is there anything you need from me right now that is keeping you from continuing on with your current task list?
From you, no.
Okay.
Do you need something from someone?
No. I mean, I need motivation and time,
Okay.
which is on me.
Like I said, the main thing I wanted to get you looking at was looking at local news agencies, which ones might be friendly, and also I'd like you to go talk with the Convention Visitors Authority about whether the fact that we're dragging 5,000 people into the town actually means anything to them, and in particular whether or not that means any help that we might be able to get from them, or any resources that might be able to get us more temporary volunteers or temporary volunteer help
I
that are
can
just
help
simply here in the city.
because I used to work with the RSCVA, so. I'll see if I
So
can
you're
find-
gonna get with him on that?
Yeah, you know that what you said to give him for me, I'll do something similar for him.
Okay. Cannon, is there anything you're waiting on me for?
No, I just need to start stopping over by your guys' stuff to start helping again.
Bunny, you probably are waiting on me for some stuff, aren't you?
Lots of
Reg
things.
system. I'll get with you after
The reg
after
system.
The meeting. It's like
It's a
the
2-hour
whole
meeting.
reg system.
Hey, I tried to
Think you and I
talk
can all
him
time.
into not rewriting it.
I note the phrasing of that. You tried to talk him into it.
I don't know, like
Keyword try.
sometimes he's like, yeah, I hear you. Doesn't mean I'm agreeing with you. So I couldn't read him.
There are certain things they definitely have to do this year. Otherwise, he and Boomer are gonna like run themselves ragged if I don't make at least some changes. So.
Do you have time between Christmas and New Year?
I think so, yeah.
We're gonna be best friends.
Especially if, because you have that week off, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a good time to start getting familiar with the code base.
Mhm.
Because you know your way around writing code. You could help with it, and I know you've been wanting to. So that'll be the time to do that. All right. Other than one-on-ones with me, meeting adjourned, I think. So,
Hawk and White are typing into the OSC staff chat, so
they may have something to say.
they may have something to say.
And one of the other things that we need to make sure is part of the staff process is making sure that they get badges, making sure that they get whatever other help they're supposed to be getting from the con in terms of things like badges.
You mean comp to reg?
Right.
Okay.
Yes. That's what I mean.
We gave you that list, remember? It was the hotel list?
Damn it. Oh, good. I'm glad you asked that, Train. Hawk needs to sit down with you to learn how to do ops. God damn it.
Well, then you won't have to do it anymore.
That fool.
That's a good one.
Okay.
If you do CFT, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. If he can keep up with CFT, he'll do fine here. Okay. Thanks, everybody.